Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001, and when I went to GameStop today to put in a pre-order for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I stumbled across this nice little set showcasing the 2.5-inch figures for Sonic Prime. I was starting to think that the only smaller figures they were going to make for this cartoon series would be like those really cheap feeling knockoff quality, non-articulated figures, like the ones you can get in the blind boxes and stuff. And, that's not my bag at all. But I got this No Place playset. I do believe that this figure collection is an upgrade set for the Angel's Voyage, which is Knuckles the Dread's ship, which you can also buy at GameStop. So it comes with the back of the package will have it: Baton Rouge, Sonic, and Sails Tails. Sails Tails, like, oh god. You know what? I am actually, some of the characters' names from the Shadowverses are kind of clever, like Rusty Rose for the cyborg version of her, or Thorn Rose, or Knuckles the Dread. That's a good one. But Sails Tails? Are you kidding me? That one sucks. So yes, as you can see, the playset is designed. They are designed to interact with the Angel's Voyage playset. It comes with a cannon that fires a little cannonball, and these figures are articulated, unlike the other smaller figures. So let's get these guys out of the packaging and see if they hold up as figures separate from the larger playset that they're meant to interact with. So here's everything that comes in the box. You have your three figures, Baton Rouge. And I can't help but feel like that's a pun. Like, I know it's like batten down the hatches, and also bat is in there. But isn't that also like a place in New Orleans or Louisiana, like Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Or am I thinking of the Moulin Rouge? I don't know. Somebody correct me in the comments. Is Baton Rouge like a place? Because I feel like Baton Rouge is a place. So it's like a triple layered pun. Then we got Sonic in his Nowhere Sea gear, the boots that allow him to run on water. And Sails Tails, god, that still sounds dumb, with his little mechanical arm, which, expecting me to think that he was supposed to be some kind of mechanically inclined genius in this world too, but, I don't know. As I recall seeing from the TV, like, they never really did anything to imply that this Tails was particularly smart or anything. Like, I don't know, he just has a mechanical arm sticking out of his back, I guess. It also comes with a piece of the Paradox Prism, and an interesting thing about the Paradox Prism, it has a hole in the bottom so you could peg it into playsets, but there's also pegs on the back. I'm not sure how well that's coming in. Yeah, there we go, pegs on the back. So I'm guessing with future playsets, we're going to be getting the other pieces of the Paradox Prism, and you'll actually be able to assemble them into a single piece, like from the beginning of the show. That would be pretty interesting. And the cannon is articulated. It can rotate on its base, and it can move up and down. And the ball is on a string. Yeah. It fires so that it can't get lost, and it's a simple pressure system. Like, there's a little stick you push to make it fire, and it kind of clips in to these little click-me-doos here. It's a very simple pressure lock system. There are no springs, no complicated mechanisms. It's just a basic little thing, which is perfectly fine. And then, of course, there are two swords with this set, a short sword and a longer sword. The short sword is designed for little sails here. You can put the sword in his little articulated mecha arm, or he can also hold it with his regular hand. Only one of his hands is sculpted for holding things. The other one is kind of in an open gesture. And that leaves Baton Rouge with the other sword, which easily fits into her hand as well. I guess technically speaking, you could put it into Sonic's hand, but I think Sonic's hand is too open for the sword to go in. That handle is really small. But interestingly, it would appear that Rouge has two holding things hands, so you can actually have her dual wield. Yeah. I mean, I know like a pirate sword is a cutlass, but this makes me think of the katana and wakizashi that samurai would sometimes carry, and some of the really badass ones would learn to wield both at once. Yeah, I kind of love the idea of a dual-wielding pirate Batgirl. That's cool. Okay, so that's a breakdown of their accessory loadouts. So let's take a closer look at each of the figures, one at a time. I'm not gonna lie, this Rouge's inclusion is what made me buy this set, because I guess I'm just a total simp. Although I gotta say, out of all the versions of Rouge, like, they would go with this one, because, like, frankly, she's the least important Rouge. I mean, Prime Rouge at least has a new outfit that we've never seen her in before. And then, like, New York Rouge is almost like a Princess Sally in her whole leading the resistance thing. And even in the boss cage maze, like, Rouge kind of is the de facto leader of the group, holding them together after Thorn Rose chased them out of the jungle. Baton Rouge, she didn't really do anything to distinguish herself aside from just being another member of Knuckles' crew. Oh, by the way, the Knuckles the Dread figure that's in this style comes with the Angel's Voyage ship itself. Really, really, really tempted to get that ship now that I have other stuff to go on it. But, like, I don't know, it's a really big boat. Where am I gonna put it? It's cool, but it's also huge, which is a good thing for most situations, but not when you're a grown man with limited storage space. It sucks. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so let's zoom in nice and close now that I'm done with my ramble. She has purple eyeliner. Do not like how there is a spot of white paint there. I'm not sure if that's a paint spot or if it's a scuff. Either way, it upsets me, but this is the only set that they had in the store, so it was the only one I could get. Her expression is kind of straight-faced. She has like just a generic deadpan frown going on. Her outfit is wonderfully detailed. You got the collar, the buttons, her little waist sash. Even the buckles on her shoes are lovingly picked out. It's a very detailed figure in this smaller scale. On the back, you can see all the details still run up the back. It's like they didn't paint her. And her wings are actually attached pretty nicely back there. Unlike the regular 2.5-inch figure, these things don't fall out easily. Speaking of which, why don't we bring in the original one for a side-by-side comparison? As you can see, like, the hinges on her back are significantly less obvious on this new figure, but zooming out, check this out, they're bigger. Yeah, this is a full-on 3-inch Rouge figure. Like, it's not 2.5 inches. So these figures are actually made to a bigger scale than the proper universe characters that you would get in the regular 2.5-inch line. In fact, I dare say this might be the long-awaited 3-inch Rouge figure. If they could only make one in her regular outfit so that they could put it next to the Jazzwares figures, huh? Oh, but then when you think about it, that's not gonna happen because, like, even if they make her regular outfit, it would be in her Prime outfit, not her original game costume. So I guess there's just never going to be a 3-inch Rouge figure that will blend in with the original game collection, will there? I'm sorry about that, folks. But yeah, like, I do believe that this is a great figure. Articulation is about the same as the 2.5-inch figures, though. Her head is on a swivel, her wings can flap, she has universally jointed shoulders, which can go all the way around, and they can go out. Although, like, I feel like they're a little bit tight, but, you know, they can do it. She has hips which rotate, they go forward and backwards. Because of the shape of her sash, it can be a little bit hard to get her right leg to do much, but if you pull it out first, you can get something going on there. So, yeah, like, it's basic articulation, no elbows, no knees, no wrists or anything like that. But you know, like given the sculpt detail, not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's move on to good old Nowhere Sees Sonic. But let's get the comparison out of the way right up front. As you can see, he is he's clearly bigger than proper Universe Sonic. You can get in the 2.5-inch line. So, you know, there's that. And like if you look, there's no texture to his spines. Like they didn't sculpt in the furry texture that the characters from this show have, like the 5-inch figures have. This actually makes me think of him a lot more like the Tomy Sonic figure, because he kind of looks like that now with just the smooth thing and how he looks. Although like the Tomy figure didn't have universally jointed hips, he only had swivel cut hips, so you know he has that above his above the Tomy counterpart. Yeah, so he has his generic smile that you expect to see from Sonic. And he is a little bit top heavy, but you can still get him to stand thanks to the relatively large feet that he has. And again, the figure is really well detailed. Even if we'll focus, yeah, see, they even got the little things on his gloves, like the stitching that holds them together is in place. Yeah, very nice, very well detailed. And he's not looking exactly straight forward. He's kind of looking off to the side. Reminds me of the Joyride Studios figure where he's looking off to the side. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Like he's not looking straight ahead. He's kind of expressive. So yeah, that's a very basic Sonic figure. Not much to talk about aside from the fact that he looks cool. It's a little weird seeing a Sonic Prime figure without that extra fur texture, but you know that's just the way it is. And you know what? Yeah, he has difficulty holding the sword. The handle is too thin to fit between his thumb and finger, and his hand is too big to go through the guard. So yeah, he cannot hold the sword. Anyway, we all know that the only sword for Sonic is Caliburn. And last but not least, we have Tails. I would compare him to the Tails figure I have, but I can't find it. I looked everywhere I could think and just couldn't find it. So he actually has extra articulation because of his third arm. He has a swivel at the wrist, a swivel here, and a swivel here. I expected to be able to rotate it, but you can't. It's kind of just glued onto his belt here. And yeah, like, I don't know, I wish he could have used a swivel there, because like when you put the sword in there, he's just going to stab himself in the head. Yeah. He has a swivel neck, universally jointed shoulders, just like the others. So, you know, there's that. I feel like there might have been something wrong with his legs. Is this a situation where I have two right legs? Do I have two right legs here? I feel like I have two right legs. This would be the second time I bought a figure in this scale from Jakks where a character had two legs from the same side, the first one being Knuckles. Or maybe it just got twisted in the packaging, because if I force it flat, you can kind of see it doesn't look like a right foot. It can look like a left foot. So I'm going to see if maybe if I boiled the figure to soften the plastic and then forced the leg straight and held it that way until it cooled, maybe that would fix it. But, you know, because he has his tails, which also rotate, he can easily stand even if his feet are kind of borked. So, yeah, like it's also very, very well detailed. Doing the whole zoom-in thing, you can see he has the stripes on his little bandana. The knot is sculpted in there. Looks really good. It looks like his chest floof is actually just an incorporated part of his vest design. Like he's wearing a shirt that has his own chest floof printed on it. The buckle on his belt is picked out. Like, very detailed paint job on such a small figure. Like, I was afraid that Jakks Pacific forgot how to paint when I saw how crappy the minifigures that you get in the blind boxes look. But yeah, that being said, the No Place 3 figure set that comes with the, which is meant to be an upgrade kit to the to the Angel's Voyage playset slash vehicle is, you know, really cool. These figures are really great for what they are. They kind of, I know we're probably going to get them all in 5-inch, which will be even more detailed, but, you know, this is an easier way to collect them, you know, because the 5-inch figures are $15 each. This whole set was 20 bucks. So, you know, not to mention, like, you can put on a big old boat, which I'm really debating with myself whether I want to buy it or not now. But, you know, my financial decisions are my own, and I'm not going to burden you with them. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.